What's up? What's up? What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing? Yes, I'm here early again. I had another snow day, so I said, well, let me come on in here a little early. I just got done cleaning off my car. Baby, there's a whole lot of snow out there. Ooh, it's a lot of snow out there. Still don't have my groceries. Okay, my groceries still have not been delivered. But we're gonna go ahead and get into this. What's up, little baby? Thank you for dropping in and modding up. Appreciate it, boo. Hey, Dominique, keep it cute. Brandon, hey, babes. Below, hey, what's up, Xavier? Kingsmina said it. She said, I'm from your board. I know that's right, girl. I know that's right. Hey, Chloe, what's up, Vovo? Yeah, well, you know what, Vovo? I saw where it said flurries. I ain't playing with you, Vovo. Loving the middle of the day chats. We're getting spoiled. I know, right? Because don't get used to it, because I'm sure I'm going to have to go to work tomorrow. So don't get used to the early chats, honey. What's up, Miss T? What's up? Hold on, let me see. Because I ain't fooling with Vovo. I did see what they were talking about, like flurries on Friday. That's, you know what? It's not even on my report now on Friday that it's supposed to snow. Oh, well, I keep up. You know, things around here change hour by hour, child. Hour by hour. So anyway, what's going on with everybody? What's up, Tabitha? You in line to get tested? Okay. Keeping a positive prayer. If you've been in line for an hour and a half, I stood in line for about an hour and a half one day last week to get an at-home kit. DC was giving away free kits. But of course you had to stand in line. And I was in line for about an hour and a half. I was like fifth in line, but the place opened at 12. I got there at quarter to 11. And I stood there from so I was about an hour and 15, 20 minutes, but I understand. So thank God now I have some at-home kits, and I'm going to probably go back next week and take my parents so they can get some kits, but I don't want them to have to stand in line. So we're going to figure it out, but we're going to keep it. Listen, and I heard, I got an alert on my phone while I was cleaning about a little bit earlier this morning that they done found a new variant. Listen, we'll talk about that later because I don't want this to be hijacked. Y'all know how easily we get off of topic. But Tabitha, I'm keeping positive prayers for you, baby. Positive prayers. Hey, Kiwan. Did I see the people in Virginia? Yes. The highway is shut down. And I believe one of the Virginia senators is in that traffic. They've been there overnight. They had been there overnight. I can't even imagine. Can't even imagine. But anyway, let's get to this. So last night, Tasha K had an interview with Arionne Curry. So for those who do not know Arionne Curry, who Arionne Curry is, if you do not watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, then this chat might be lost on you. But don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere, because I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you the background. I'm gonna give you what you need to know. So she had an interview with Arionne Curry last night, and it was this big exclusive, and she's telling all, and y'all know how they gotta do. They gotta hype the interview up so that we'll come and see what's going on, right? And if you watch Love and Marriage Huntsville, then you know the whole story. But let me give everybody the Cliff Notes version of what it is. Senator Tim Kaine, that's who it is. I knew it was somebody was stuck in it. Senator Tim Kaine, yeah. So yeah, I knew, but they've been there overnight, y'all. They have been there all night. Keep it in our prayers. Just keep it in your prayers, y'all. Just pray that people were warm enough in their cars. Pray that people, the people who might have ran out of gas, maybe they got in each other's cars and try to keep each other warm. I'm sure we'll get all of the stories once everybody's home and safe. I'm sure we'll get all the stories about what happened. I'm sure we're gonna get all the stories about what happened, child. But praying for everybody, praying for them all. So, Love and Marriage Huntsville is a show. But that's what they're doing, Abby. That's the new CDC guidelines. Basically, the CDC might as well just put on their website, every man for himself. Because that's all it is at this point. Figure it out as you go along. Whatever works for you and your job. Like, just listen, I keep a blanket in my trunk. I keep water in my trunk. Like, whenever I buy water, I always keep a case of water in my trunk. I keep a blanket in my trunk. Yes, and I definitely fill up my gas tank. Whenever they predict bad weather, I definitely fill up my gas tank. All right. Hey Jason, what's up, babes? So, Love and Marriage Huntsville is a show down to the OWN network, right? The original concept of the show was about Black real estate developers down in Huntsville, Alabama, trying to create affordable housing in areas of the city that they foresee are going to be gentrified soon. So they want to build affordable housing, but nice housing for the people of color. And it was all a great idea. And they had formed themselves like a little LLC situation called the Comeback Group. It was 3 couples that were all in real estate. One couple was doing credit repair. One couple were 2 of the couples were building. And they had a whole thing. And it was a great concept. Like, we were all here for it. I remember when we saw the super trailer, myself and Life with Random TV Reviews, Lynette and Stanley, I remember we talked about it. They reviewed the show. We reviewed the show. We even did a couple of joint type reviews in the early days of StreamYard. All that good stuff, right? But it very quickly turned into the Mel and Martell show, and the focus quickly turned off of real estate and onto the love lives of these said couples, which for most of them, not a bad thing. But for Mel and Martell, it has been a whole situation. Now, let me give y'all the short version of this Mel and Martell story. Melody Holt and Martell Holt were a power couple down in Huntsville, Alabama. The show actually was shopped through Melody Holt to Carlos King. And Carlos King agreed to pick up the show when it was still going to be a real estate show. And that is when they decided to sort of change the focus of things. Now, we found out in the very first episode, if y'all go back to the first season, in the first episode, we found out in the first episode, Melody very nicely dropped in everybody's lap that Martell has been cheating on her. As the season progressed, we got more and more information about this infidelity. We found out that it wasn't just a one and done. We found out that it wasn't a past situation. We found out that this is someone that Martell has been actively having an affair with for years and was currently still seeing while the show was filming. we got deeper and deeper into this, and y'all know that the internet is undefeated. So even though she didn't, now this is the last time I'm going to say to give her credit, because I ain't giving her credit for a whole lot. But to give her credit, she didn't say anything for a long time. People were like, well, who is this woman? You know, the internet was defeated. Everybody was looking for her. I mean, the internet is undefeated. Everybody was looking for her. Everybody wanted to know who she was, right? She didn't say nothing. She didn't do no interviews. She didn't go to social media. She didn't post nothing. It wasn't until that man called her a peasant that I think the game changed. Because I kept saying, y'all can go back to my reviews from season 1. I kept saying, whoever this woman is that he is sleeping with, she must really be down for the cause, because she ain't saying nothing. But baby, once he called her a peasant, Mel and Martell were in therapy, and they were talking about, well, Shirley, when I say give her credit, like I said, I ain't giving her no credit, but I mean, I'm going to give her credit for the fact that she didn't say nothing at first. I ain't giving her credit for nothing now, because hell, she doing whole interviews now, so I ain't. But he called her a peasant, baby, and all bets were off, which I could understand, because listen, if I've been not only holding you down as far as like your side chick, but holding you down, like I'm not blasting you, I'm not putting your business in the street, I'm taking all the hits, because by this time, child, she had been doxxed, okay? Everybody and their cousin knew who this woman was. They doxed her job, they posted pictures of her car, like she had been put out there, but she hadn't said anything until he called her ass a peasant. And ever since then, child, we can't shut her up. Now, last night's interview, I got the impression that the purpose of the interview last night was for her to sort of tell her side of the story and set the record straight. Now, let's be clear. This is not the first time that Tasha K has interviewed her. This is actually the second time. The first time, I believe it was a phone interview. I don't believe it was in person. But Tasha K has interviewed her before. So, but about halfway through that interview last night, I quickly realized what that interview was really about. That interview wasn't about her telling her side of the story. That interview wasn't even about trying to, I don't want to say clear her name, because it ain't nothing to clear. We know what you are. But that interview last night was to try to get her on the show. And I firmly believe that that interview was orchestrated by her and Martell to try to get her on the show. Pay attention to what was going on that interview last night. First of all, we didn't learn nothing we didn't already know. If you've been following the show and you've been following social media and you've even been following her, she's been going live on IG for the last year, telling every time they piss her off, she goes live and tells all their business. She ain't tell us nothing we didn't already know. Put it in the chat for those of y'all who follow this. Put it in the chat and tell me if y'all learned anything y'all didn't already know. She didn't tell us nothing. And even when Tasha K tried to push her to get her to tell us something, she wouldn't tell us nothing. I'm not telling all of that. Oh, I'm not going to tell all of that. Oh, well, I'm not telling all of that. Well, then what the hell you here for? You don't agree to do a tell-all interview with somebody like a Tasha K, who we know is the Wendy Williams of YouTube right now, and think that you're not going to tell us nothing. You know what? You didn't. Ma'am, you shared nothing with us that we did not already know. So let's start at the beginning and work our way forward, shall we? She said that she met Martell at a party through Martell's cousin. She said that her and Martell dated, because you can't date a married man, but dated, for lack of a better word. They were seeing each other. I'm going to stop saying dated. They were talking on the phone. She was at the time living in Ohio, and put a pin in living in Ohio, because I'm going to come back to that in a second. At the time she was living in Ohio, so it was sort of long distance. She claimed that they didn't sleep together for about 7 or 8 months from the time they met, but that he tried to sleep with her the first night. Listen, let me tell you something. If you think that I believe that the two of y'all did not have sex for damn near a year from the time you met him and he was still around entertaining you, baby, I got a bridge in Brooklyn to tell you. You met this man when he was 24. I mean, when you were 24 years old, you were fresh out of college, a single mother, and there's no disrespect to being a single mother. But a single mother, this man is a whole married man with kids of his own. He is looking for something easy breezy. He is not looking to build no relationship. Talking to someone on the phone for 9 months without any nookie, that is a relationship. Ain't no way in hell that he entertained you for 9 months and y'all wasn't doing nothing. Now, maybe y'all weren't having intercourse, okay? I'm still not saying I believe it, but I'm gonna give you that. But y'all was exchanging some pictures. Y'all was exchanging oral satisfaction, because we know that's all Martell cared about, because Martell was clear to say when he first started talking about what his wife didn't do for him, the first thing that came out his mouth every time was the fact that she would not please him orally. So you was giving him some oral pleasure. You was doing something. Ain't no way in hell this man was driving all the way to Ohio from Huntsville, Alabama, and you were driving all the way from Ohio to Huntsville, Alabama for y'all to talk. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No. So that's the first thing that I'm calling bullshit on. I don't believe it. Now that might be true, but I don't believe it. And I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Anybody in the chat believe that? Right, Martell saw Mark. He saw a young chick with nothing, so he knew anything he gave her, she would be happy to take it. Right. Now, she claimed that she didn't know he was married at first. All right, that's cool. Most married men don't walk around saying they married. Okay. And he probably didn't have his ring on, because let's be clear, Martell is a serial cheater. He's a serial cheater. Martell probably slides that ring off of his finger the minute he gets out the house. Listen, I had a friend who, for lack of a better word, he was a serial cheater. He really wasn't a cheater, but he was a serial cheater. And the reason why I say let's just keep the story simple. He was a serial cheater. He kept a whole cleanup kit in his car. He kept a whole cleanup kit in the back of, he has a truck. In the back of his truck, he kept a whole kit with washcloth, soap, mouthwash, all the things that he would need, so that when he walked back up in that door, he would be all right. He even kept a ring box in that kit. You know why he kept a ring box in that kit? So he wouldn't lose his wedding ring. So I believe that Martell probably didn't have that ring on the night they met. I believe it. I believe it. Okay. Now, King's Meaning said, you better not come home smelling like soap, baby. The candle of the day, y'all, is raspberry mimosa. Candle of the day is raspberry mimosa. Let me light my candle while we talking. So she said that's what had happened. Now, she said in the beginning, Martell liked her conversation, that they would have good conversations. Now, listen, I ain't want to be calling people dumb, so this not going to be nice, because I don't like calling people stupid, okay? I don't like calling people dumb, okay? But again, I must say to you, Martell hangs with people with multiple degrees, and Martell has a very intelligent wife who he may or may not have been getting along with at the time. You are 24 years old and fresh out of undergrad. What y'all talking about? World affairs? Global warming? And I'm not saying this girl is dumb. I ain't saying she dumb. I mean, she don't know what a two parent household is, but I ain't gonna say she dumb. But I'm gonna say what y'all got to talk about. What y'all got in common? What y'all got in common? What y'all talking about? That kept his interest for 9 months without getting any nookie. What kept his interest for 9 months without getting any nookie? Exactly, Joshua. Now, she said that when she did find out he was married, what she should have said in that moment was, I was already in too deep. I didn't care anymore because there were feelings involved. Don't try to justify it. It is what it is. It is what it is. You found out he was pregnant and you didn't care at that point because you were in. You were all in. Just say that. Just say that. You were all in. I'm not saying that it's okay. What's up, Creative Diva? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying this is what it is. If you tell it, listen, when you agree to do a tell-all and tell the story, then you got to agree to tell the story. I'm sorry. If he was trying to sleep with her the first night, there's no way he waited. Thank you. Exactly. If he was trying to get in them pants the first night, there's no way he waited. Martell was shelling out that money and paying her rent, and she instantly spread them. Listen, now we're gonna get to that, but yeah, before so let me make sure I don't forget. Now that's the other thing that Tasha K tried to get her to tell us, because again, you're doing a tell-all, right? What did Martell do for you? Now, word on the street is Martell was paying your rent. Martell bought you a BMW. That's word on the curb. That's word on the street. Well, I'm not going to tell all that. I'm not going to tell all that, Tasha. I'm not going to tell all that. What you here for? Because, and I'm going to tell you why that's important. Her confirming whether Martell bought her that BMW directly relates back to the show. And I'm going to tell you how. Those of y'all who watch the show, y'all know what I'm talking about. Melody accused Letitia of sending pictures of that damn BMW to the blogs. Remember that? That was part of the reason why Melody was mad at Letitia, because Melody said, I sent that picture to you. And somehow the blogs got that picture. So if Arionne confirmed that he actually bought her that BMW, it adds validity to that storyline. Y'all see how this shit is connected? Because Melody said, hey, I sent you that picture, boo-boo. How did the blogs, because it wasn't about the blogs knowing about the car. It was about the blogs getting that picture. Y'all see what I'm saying? You see? Boop, 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 boop. And Letitia even said, I don't remember. I don't want to lie on Tisha, so let me not say this because I don't want to lie on Tisha. But it was something dealing with whether she knew about the car or not. And I can't remember if she said she didn't know about the car and Melody said she did, or whether she said she did know about the car and Melody said she did. I can't remember the story. But y'all remember when they had that conversation? It was during season 2 when Melody was mad at Letitia. And Tisha was like, what you mad at me for? And Melody was accusing her and Marceau of giving the blogs information. And part of it was about this car. So word on the curb is he was already paying your bills. Word on the curb is he bought you this BMW. Either confirm or deny it. If you hit it, tell all, tell all. If you wanted to do a softball interview, you could have went to a softball YouTube channel. That ain't what you did. You went to Tasha K. You know what you're getting when you go to Tasha. Now, let me say this. Tasha K did. I think Tasha went soft on her now. I didn't see Tasha go hard. Tasha kind of went soft on her. But what I know about Tasha K is there's always an act 2. Tasha K got a follow-up. I don't know what that follow-up is going to be, and I don't know when she's going to drop it. But Tasha K is, because she went too easy. She went too easy on her. So what I mean by a follow-up is, I don't mean a follow-up interview with Arionne. I mean, she going to give us the reason why this interview was a softball. It's more to it. Because she was way too easy. Way too easy. Oprah, so child, yeah, then for her to say that she got issues with Oprah. What you got issues with Oprah for? Oprah don't know nothing about this. Oprah don't even own. She has she still has shares in it, but she's not an operating owner. She ain't got shit to do with own. All she does from own is collect checks. That's all she does is collect checks. And even if she did, let's assume for a minute Oprah was still running own. What you mad at Oprah for? You are one show. I mean, granted, right now you're probably the marquee show on the OWN network, but you are one show on a network. Girl, go sit down somewhere. I know why Mel had an issue with Tisha, especially learning how involved Marceau is in helping Martell cheat. Yep, Shirley. I'm sorry. That's my cousin's name. Shirley, yep, we're going to get back to that too. Okay, I'm going to have to try to watch this show again. Dang, this is a lot. Tabitha, it is. And let me tell you something. It started episode 1. So it's not even like you got to wait for a build-up. The first 45 minutes of the first episode was all about we coming together to help the community. We building the comeback group. And they talked about the problems they had in the past with the comeback group, right? And baby, then they got to that last 10 minutes and they were at a dinner party and Melody said, so, how do you guys feel about men cheating? I mean, is there any way to cheat respectfully? I knew then it was some shit. I said respectfully. Go back. You can go back and look at my first review, y'all. Y'all go to my playlist and look at my first review. I said respectfully. Who? What kind of and what Melody was trying to say was, I mean, if you're gonna go out here and cheat and do your dirt, don't bring it home. Don't let me know about it. Don't let it get back to your family. That's what she was saying. But it came up the last 10 minutes of the first episode, and then baby, it was on and popping from there. When they was at Kimmy's wedding, and they were out on that boat having this conversation at Kimmy's wedding, and Martell, he let it slip that he called her his girlfriend. That's when I knew. I said, right, it was the first episode, Shirley. I said, did he just call the mistress his girlfriend? I said, Melody, if I heard it, you heard it. If I heard it, you heard it. He called that woman his girlfriend. That was season 1. So when she said for them to stop using her like, child, we're gonna get to the likeness thing. Y'all, listen, y'all got it. This whole interview was a whole lot of. So yeah, that was definitely the first. The first episode was when she started talking about respectfully cheating. The part about when he called her his girlfriend was when they were at Kimmy's wedding, when they were at Kimmy and Maurice's wedding, and that was the season. It was either the season finale or the next to last episode before the season finale for season 1. They just finished up season 3, Tabitha. They just finished up season 3, but season 2 was sort of an abbreviated season because of the Roni Ron. But you can get caught up, child. You can get caught up. I'm gonna tell you something, and it's a good watch. It's a good binge, Tabitha. I'm not gonna front. I ain't even gonna front. It's a good binge. It's a good binge. So, thank you, Creative Diva. Mwah, mwah. Thank you so much for the sticker, for the super sticker. Thank you, darling. Thank you, doll. Do I have a mod in the room? Little baby Ebby, you still here? I got a troll. If you can get that troll for me, please. So, then she went on to talk about, she wanted to address this infamous story that Melody tells about when she called his house. Melody picked up the phone and she said, let me speak to Martell. Now, here's where, y'all know one of my biggest pet peeves is when people play word games with me. When people play word games with me, it's a pet peeve of mine. You said, I didn't say, give Martell the MFing phone. I don't even talk like that. I might have said, put Martell on the phone. Bitch, the end result is the same. You, the side chick, called the husband, and when his wife answered the phone, you spoke to her as if you had every right to be calling the phone and interrupting his time with his family, and had the nerve to say, put him on the phone. I don't give a damn how you said it. I don't care if you cussed. I don't care if you said it with a smile. I don't care if you rapped it. You told that woman, put your husband on the phone. I didn't call to talk to you. Thank you, Tabitha. Thank you, doll. I said, say what? Thanks, little baby. I said, say what? So we're going to play word games? We're going to play semantics. Not, I should have never called that house. I was wrong for doing it. Not, I got a little beside myself. I got a little beside myself. Let me tell you something. Y'all know I keep telling y'all that the Really B that y'all get these days is the good Really B. I'm the nice Really B. I'm the laugh and joke Really B. Let me tell you who the Really B y'all don't want to meet. Y'all don't want to meet the old Really B. Let me tell you how fast that hoe would have met the old Really B, and I probably would have caught a charge. I'm just going to tell you. Because somebody was catching a charge that night. Either he was going to catch a charge. Either I was going to catch a charge for whooping his ass, or I was going to catch a charge for whooping her ass. But somebody was getting an ass whooping that night. I wish you would. Call my house. I don't give a damn if I answered his phone or not. He's my husband. I probably paid a damn bill. Let's be clear. I don't give a damn. I can pick up any phone that is in this household. My child's phone, my husband's phone. And if I say hello, you as the side chick, your job is to say, oh, my bad, I think I have the wrong number. Whether I know it's a lie or not. What you don't do is have the audacity to tell me to put my husband on the phone. Like I said, either I'm going to catch a charge for whooping his ass, because what I'm going to say to him is either you tell me where she is or you're going to get the ass whooping that's meant for her. Pick your poison. Because somebody's getting their ass whipped tonight. It's an ass whooping going to be handed out. Now, I might be in handcuffs when it's over with, but I don't give a damn. I'll be handcuffs with blood on my fingers. I'm just telling you. I just got to be real with y'all right now. Like, to me, the level of disrespect, no, ma'am. No, ma'am. I just had to take a pause on that. Yeah, the level of disrespect. Woo! Woo! Okay, so let's get back to it. So, and her excuse was, well, Martell had been calling me earlier. I was just returning his phone call. Bitch, I don't give a damn. Not the old Really B sounds like. Child, that old Really B. Y'all ain't want to meet her. But God working on me. Shout out to the 117 people in the chat. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's sharing my video. Hey, what's up, Life with Us? Listen, first of all, I owe you a phone call. I need to call you about something. Second of all, I just shouted you out because remember, we started this love and marriage Huntsville journey together, baby. We started this marriage, this journey together. So, and I already know, because I know that's Lynette. I already know. I mean, as much as I love Stanley, it would have been nice knowing you. If anybody ever had a nerve to call Stanley's phone, and when she answered the phone, say to her, put your husband on the phone. I just would have been like, it's been nice knowing you, Stanley. It's been nice knowing you, Stanley. But so then she wanted to try to say, well, it was a lie that of when the affair started. They lied on the show because they didn't want it to look like Melody knew as long as she knew. But the affair started 2 years before Melody admitted that the affair started. So you proud of that? That's what we're splitting hairs and we're playing word games. Does it really matter how long you were sleeping with a married man? Like, you proud about the fact that it lasted longer, not shorter? I'm whooping him on site, and then I'm taking a ride in an orange outfit because I'm going to jail. Exactly. What's up, peace, love? Exactly. That's what I said. Like, listen, that's what I said. I said, somebody getting the ass whooping that night. Now, I don't know if it's going to be him or if it's going to be her, but somebody getting that. It's probably going to be both of them before the night's over, but let's be clear. So you are now saying, well, they knew about it longer. Fine. And he did. I believe it. He probably did. Now, y'all remember when I told y'all, for those of y'all who've been rocking with me, y'all remember when I spilled the tea? Remember I told y'all that I had a friend down, they don't live in Huntsville, but they were dating one of Martell's friends, and I was getting some info. Remember, I told y'all about Melody showing up at Arionne's house with a crew to whoop her ass. Remember I told y'all about that happening? And remember I told y'all that she used to live in Ohio. She wasn't living in Huntsville. She was living in Ohio. Now, I ain't saying that I was the first one to say it, but I know I was the first one to say it over here. And when I said it, I hadn't heard it before because I was like, so she lived in Ohio? Yeah. So she said that. And she talked about that she don't feel like she owed. And this was the thing. She said that she didn't. So I told y'all these things, right? Now, remember, I told y'all that Melody knew I was the one that told, and again, I ain't trying to, tap my own shoulder, but let me tap my own shoulder. I was the one that told y'all that when the show started, they weren't even together. Remember I told y'all that? Remember I told y'all that they got back together for the show? Because when the show got picked up, they were separated. Anyway, I ain't saying I was the only one that knew it, but baby, I was the one that told y'all about it, okay? So, why did she move to Huntsville? Probably because Martell was paying her rent. Remember, Martell was paying her rent. And she was still in school. She talked about the fact that she never finished school because of the stress from the show, of her being discussed on a daily basis or a weekly basis on the show. It stressed her out. Yeah, the only reason why I don't have no new tea is because my friend ain't dating him no more, child. They don't date no more. So I don't have no new tea. But I had some of that old tea. I didn't tell y'all this because I didn't want to put this out there. But Arionne put it out there. Well, it's out there now. Melody put it out there now. But I knew before Melody put it out there. I knew Melody had been pregnant before she had this fourth baby, and she wasn't pregnant anymore. Y'all got to read between the lines. I don't want to say the word. I knew about that. And remember when Martell, when he did his interview with Dr. Heavenly, he said that Melody did it without consulting him. So the conclusion that he drew was, she must have done it because she wasn't sure if I was the daddy. And I know that my friend told me about that. That wasn't just something Martell was saying for a storyline. Martell really believed that because my friend told me that. My friend told me that Martell was questioning who the father of the child was. So that wasn't no bullshit for the show. He really was questioning that. And he really did find those messages from the attorney. He really did find those messages from the attorney. And he was really upset because that was one of his frat brothers. Like, they were all friends. Now, Martell don't have no moral high ground to stand on, let's be clear, because all that happened after he been having this 20-year affair with this woman. So I ain't giving him no props. Please know that. But I'm just telling y'all that this is information that I knew. Okay? So, wait, and she went on to have, yes, she did, child. Both of them did. Let's be clear. Both of them were pregnant prior and then still had a baby. Both of them were pregnant prior and then still had a baby. I'm just saying. Anyway, so she went on to talk about how when the show started, how the show can't survive without her and that she wants the show to stop using her likeness. Can somebody please go give her the definition of likeness? Because the show has never used your likeness, ma'am. Matter of fact, the show they just started saying your name. The show never used your likeness. If they never used your likeness, the closest they ever came was using your voice, and that was with your permission because you was trying to get on the show. Show never used your likeness, ma'am. Carlos King is smarter than that. You think that Carlos would have showed your picture? Carlos is smarter than that. Hey, Anithia. Okay? Carlos is smarter than that. Ain't nobody, let's be clear. No, ma'am. They never used your face. They never showed your picture. The closest we came was last season when there was that phone conversation between you and Martell was asking you to get a paternity test. She needs to find out the definition. Exactly. Right. She needs to find the definition of a two-parent household first. You ain't lying. It was so funny because Tasha was even confused. Tasha was like, wait a minute, what? Tasha K was confused. Like, oh, wait a minute. You what? Oh, so your parents were together? No, Tasha. And she even, listen, y'all go back and look at the interview. She was getting indignant with Tasha, like, no, Tasha. I mean, a two-parent household. Tasha was like, yeah, so your parents were together, right? Like, if y'all go back and look, she was starting to get indignant with Tasha. And I was thinking, ma'am. And she, right, they did, she was blurred out. Right. They never showed her face. Now she said that she didn't finish nursing school because the stress of the show, it took away her joy. Now I will say this. They did put her information out there. Once they figured out who she was, baby, all her information was out there. And I'm gonna tell you what I know, because me and my friends, we were talking about it, you know, like my YouTube friends, we were talking about what if, because see, this is what y'all don't understand. And Lynette, if you still in the chat, and Tabitha, if you still in the chat, y'all can testify to this. Abby too, y'all can testify to this. What y'all don't know is we get all kinds of stuff in our inbox. Even small YouTubers like me, I get stuff. People send me stuff. So if people send me stuff, you know what they sending the Tasha K's and the Funky Dinevas. Okay, let's be clear. So I was getting information. I had a picture of that damn BMW. Now I ain't gonna speak to nobody else, but let's be clear. They send us information. Right, exactly. Like with us telling you, DMs be full. Even people on the show will send us stuff. If they look at our review and they disagree with one of our reviews, or if we didn't get something right, baby, people have sent me receipts and stuff to say, you misunderstood, or they edited that out, or please no. So I say all that to say, she may very well have had to leave her job because of the show. I'll give her that. She may have had to leave the show because of this. That ain't had nothing to do with you finishing the program and graduating. Because here's the thing. Ain't nobody make you stay in Huntsville. Transfer to Atlanta. Transfer to Ohio. I mean, and I'm not saying she should have had to do all of that, but let's be clear. Let's go back to the root of this. You decided to have an ongoing affair with a married man that was on a television show, a nationwide television show that you knew was coming out. Let's be clear. You weren't blindsided. You knew about the show because you knew all the details about the show. You knew about the show. Now, if you and Martell were no longer actively dating once the show started, you just would have been another one of his hoes. But because y'all was still a couple, y'all was still dating and y'all was still together, you became a storyline. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. You became the storyline. And they don't even get mad at Melody, because Melody had what a lot of women wish they had. Melody had access and opportunity to embarrass the dog shit out of you. And she did it. She's still doing it. She made a whole nother song. She gave you the Side Chick of the Year award. She made a whole nother song. Melody can't carry a tune in a bucket, but she done had 2 top 10 hits talking about you. She did not, Kiwan. She didn't take any responsibility about it all. Even when Tasha K was like, well, do you want to take this opportunity to apologize to Melody? This person, because I was going to call her out her name, this person had the nerve to say, no, I don't think I owe her an apology because they won't let me on the show. What does one have anything to do with the other? You apologizing has nothing to do with them letting you on the show. Now, y'all know, and y'all didn't agree with me. Y'all started giving me the business in the chat when I was talking about the reunion. And I did say, as much as they talked about her at the reunion, they should have let her on, have a segment on the reunion. Now, I did say that. But that is because this reunion was the first time that they did call her by name. And they did talk about her it was a 2-part reunion or a 3-part reunion. The whole first part of the reunion was about her. I do think that they should have, I ain't saying she should have been on that stage. Now, that ain't what I'm saying. But I do think there should have been a Zoom segment, a phone call, something. And Martell tried to get her on the reunion. Remember when we saw Martell make a phone call after that, after the break, during that first reunion, during the break, and he was on the phone calling somebody? He was calling her. And he asked her to participate, and she said she refused. Carlos was, now this according to her, they were going to actually have a phone call with her. She said she refused. Now, I don't know if I believe that. I don't know if I believe that. I believe Martell called her, But I don't believe that Carlos was with it. I don't believe that. Now we know Carlos is messy boots, but Carlos also know which side of the bread is buttered on, and he know that Melody is his moneymaker, and Melody has been clear about her not being on that show. She has been clear. Child, and she left the door open. Virgin Love just said if he married her. Tasha K said, "Is there a future for you and Martell?" She didn't say no. She did not say no. And I think her and Martell still messing around. We know we know that he put her up in the house. We know that. We know he got her up in the house. Child. It's the Irish twins for me, baby. So let's get to the tea that she did not spill. So allegedly, she said that when the guys had their weekend in Atlanta, all of them had side chicks with them. And then she proceeded to want to talk about whether these women were attractive or not, calling them linebackers. Like, we don't know what the indication is when you call somebody a linebacker. The indication is that they big, they fat, whatever. Why does it matter? If all of y'all, that was the side chick vacation. If you are part of the side chick coalition, does it matter what the side chick look like next to you? Y'all are all side chicks. Now, do I believe that that's what was going down? Yeah, I do. I like you, Marceau, and I like you, Maurice, but yeah, I absolutely believe that all of them had a woman. I don't want to call these people out their name. I believe that all of them had a woman. I do. Now, that part I believe. I believe it. Now, Kimmy and Maurice were not married at the time. They probably were dating, but they weren't married at the time. But I believe it. The other reason, I'm going to tell you another reason why I believe it. I believe it because Maurice sat there and lied. Maurice told a bold-faced lie on that reunion, talking about something he wasn't there. Sir, you were there the whole weekend. They had you in the picture. I believe. Now, I don't know what Marceau got going on. Marceau must be playing big bucks. Marceau must be whatever. I do. Listen, I like Marceau, y'all. I do. I know y'all don't like Marceau. I know he can be a little chauvinist and all that. But I like Marceau. But y'all, I believe that Marceau might have had a little something. I ain't gonna lie. I believe Marceau might. I ain't saying he doing anything right now. But I believe that in his past, Marceau might have had a little something. Today is his birthday. His 40th birthday. I thought he was looking for the information on that his phone for Melody. Well, he was scrolling his phone, but he was actually, they showed him actually on the phone with somebody. He was actually on the phone. I like Marceau, y'all. I do. Even when Marceau be saying some crazy stuff, I like Marceau. But the reason she feels that way is because Martell built her up to feel right. Absolutely. So this whole interview, first of all, it was nothing tell-all about it. It was nothing exclusive about it. Nobody learned anything they didn't already know, except for maybe your IQ wasn't as high as we thought it was. Miss two-parent household, and they using my identity. He said it's his 40th birthday, DMV. I mean, I might want to see a birth certificate, but he said it's his 40th birthday. When Marceau's tea dropped, listen, let me tell y'all something. That's what I'm waiting for, because I believe, now that's one thing. Now, Arionne did say that in one of her IG lives. She said that Marceau does have a woman, but he got her believing that he gonna leave Letitia for him, and she is not. She is in love with him, and she ain't ready to say nothing, because she said she tried to get her to come forward. Baby, if that day ever happens, this little corner of YouTube that belongs to us is going to be on fire. Let's be clear. It is going to be on fire. I like Marceau and Maurice too. They still be lying about the fool I lie with other women's. Yeah, I do. I like Marceau. I like Maurice too, but Maurice sat there and told a lie. He told a bold-faced lie. He said, no, I wasn't there. What? Sir, what? You weren't where? Which makes me think that maybe there was more than one occasion that Arionne was around, because you sat there and straight up said that you weren't there, and it was clear that you were there. So that makes me think that, child, a pigeon that thinks it's an eagle There you go. A pigeon that thinks it's an eagle. Letitia head will pop off and spin around if that tea spills. No, it won't. Letitia already know. I'm gonna tell you why Letitia already know. That's why she's so insecure. Tisha already know. Either Marceau has already been caught and they're working past it and they've agreed that they're not going to bring it up on the show, or she knows and just can't leave. She know. That's why she's so insecure. That is why Letitia is so insecure, is because she knows. Maurice is a liar. Was a liar? Yes. I believe Marceau got some dirt, but he's smart enough to not impregnate nobody. Child. I've been in many a relationship that energy shift is palpable. You remember Miss Wanda checked Marceau for not wearing his wedding ring? Yeah, but he didn't wear his wedding ring in front of his wife. Like, I just think that's Marceau. I just think, some men don't wear wedding rings, or some men don't keep their wedding rings on. Like, I think just like with everything else in our society, certain things are becoming less and less. People are being less and less traditional about things. Like, I have a friend of mine, he's never worn his wedding ring. And he's very dedicated to his wife. Like, he's a good man. He's a really, really good guy. He's a good husband. I don't know nothing about him cheating. I mean, if it's happened, he done kept it to himself, and I ain't know nothing about it. But he's never worn his wedding ring, ever. And his wife is okay with it, child. All of them diabetes. Girl, that interview was a whack. I couldn't watch it all the way through. Yeah, and again, I believe there's something else coming behind this, because Tasha was way too easy. She was throwing them softballs at her. And then when she talked about something, well, would you be willing to talk to Melody, bring me my phone? Child, you wasn't a bit more about to call a Melody than the man in the moon. I think she was trying to see what Arionne's reaction would be to Melody, to call her Melody. But I don't think she would have done that. I don't think she would have actually called Melody. Exactly. You can't. First of all, you owe Melody an apology because you slept with that woman's husband for damn near 10 years. Now, Marceau is. Damn, all them M's. Martell is absolutely guilty. Martell is wrong. Martell is wrong for what he did. Let's be clear. Ain't nobody giving Martell nobody's pass. But this is about the interview, so I'm keeping it on her. You had a affair with this, and you were disrespectful to her. Like, again, let's not talk about the fact that you were disrespectful to her. She sure did get nervous. She got nervous. Yeah, that I just think that's why I think it's more coming. I think something else is happening. Tasha, the one thing I learned about Tasha K, whether you like her or not, there's a method to her madness. And she's already interviewed Arionne. I keep saying Arionne. She's already interviewed this woman. And again, she wasn't giving us any new information. She wasn't giving us anything. And I feel like Tasha did push a little bit. She did push a little bit. But then the woman talking about something, she got a book coming out. Girl, who you think reading that book? If the book is about love and marriage Huntsville, don't nobody want to read that book? Who reading that book? Girl, you might sell 20 copies. You done told us everything. You made the mistake, because here's the thing. Do I think you might still have a couple of bullets in that chamber? Probably. She might still have a little bit of information she's sitting on. Here's how I know that she's still holding on hope that something might happen between her and Martell. You're holding on hope that something might still happen between you and Martell because you didn't go scorched earth in that interview. If you were done with Martell and you were done, and it was a wrap and it was over, you would have dropped everything because you would have had nothing to lose. You would have had nothing to lose. But the fact that you still were going soft and wasn't telling all that tea and wasn't putting everything out there, again, I think that whole interview was a plan set up by Todd to try to get her on that show, child. I want to know who the cousin was that hooked them up. I think they said the name. I forgot who it was, but yeah, it was a cousin, child. I don't remember, child. I don't remember. Boom, you're correct. She has way more she could have said at the risk of losing any connection with him. Exactly. Young Rich says she's doing a picture book. Is she going? Hey, just call me Gia. Is she gonna add some crayons to the order? You order the book, you get a free box of crayons, child. She's at, yes, Miss Aquarius. I believe that too. I believe this was an angle for her to get on the show. I really do. I feel like they thought that this would be, because she was clear to say that Martell wants her on the show, and I believe Martell wants her on the show. You know why Martell wants her on the show? Because Martell wants to hurt Melody. He wants to hurt Melody in any way he can, as much as he can. And Martell don't have no storyline other than arguing with Melody. I mean, his storyline could be him getting his damn builder's license. I mean, that would be nice. Tony, yeah, I come here. I knew it started with a T. Tony, yeah. Oh, the cousin Marceau was going with. Oh, I don't know who that is, child. I don't know nothing about them people. How long was she in school? And she said she was an undergrad for 5 years, but she never finished. I guess passing her boards to be an RN. She could probably be an LPN, and that's no disrespect. That's no disrespect. I just know they're different layers. I know that they're different layers, and the certification is different. So it sounds like she didn't finish what she needed to finish to be an RN. Thank you, Lady Libra. Yes, honey, we got 158 people in the room. Thank you to everybody who was here. If this is your first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We have a good time. I'm still tap at the line. We have a good time over here, okay? Shout out to everybody that's in the chat. And make sure y'all hitting that like button while y'all in here. We just having a good time. We just chittering, chattering. Let's understand that Martell got Arionne when she was a 24-year-old single mother in another state with no support system. Everything she believes about herself, Martell put there. Ooh, that's good. That is good. I like that little baby. Martell absolutely tells her a lot. Melody should request full primary custody in exchange for Arionne getting on the show. That way she can move out of Huntsville. Ooh, that would be a good negotiation. Because I'm going to be honest with y'all. I think Melody is over the show anyway. Like, let's be clear. Martell don't really have a storyline without Melody, but Melody ain't got much of a storyline without Martell. I mean, she could tell us about her different businesses and stuff, but that's not a storyline. Unless you're going to show us you starting a business from the ground up and the day-to-day that goes into creating a business and having a business. But you showing us all the different things you're doing with your businesses, that's not a storyline. I mean, if you take away Martell, Melody don't have a whole lot of a storyline either. I mean, this season we saw her doing her music video, but the song was about what? Martell. She got her support system. She grew up in a 2-parent household. Child, you need to get an exclusive with Wanda J. Blige. Listen, let me tell you something. If that tea drop about Marceau, y'all, I will inbox Wanda J. Blige and ask her if she want to come on the show. I ain't even lying. Now, I'm sure everybody and their cousin is going to reach out to her too. But I will. Now, that's the truth. I will. Everything she said about Melody, we heard from Martell's interview with Dr. Exactly. Like, we heard nothing new. Wanda probably would come, y'all. Wanda probably would come. That would be, listen. Melody and Kimmy won't film with her. And listen, y'all know who would, though? Y'all know who would film with her, right? Y'all know who would film with Arionne? Tisha. Mel has business things in Atlanta. She still does her speaking events. She wants to move because Martell is keeping the kids. The same state is hindering her. He has some nerve. Yeah, I know she wants to move. And unfortunately, because of their custody agreement, she can't. And honestly, I think she should be able to. Listen, taking everything out of it, taking the show out of it, taking my personal feelings out of it, this seems to really be a mental exhaustion that Melody has with this whole situation. And under normal circumstances, especially since Atlanta and Huntsville are not that far away, like it's a couple of hours of a drive. It's really not that hard. I really do think that Melody should be allowed to move to Atlanta, especially since it's about business. Like, she has a lot of work in Atlanta. She has a lot of business opportunities in Atlanta. I really do think that she should be able to move. I really do think she should be able to move. Like, that's real talk. That's real talk. And you could see it at this reunion. There's a mental exhaustion that is there between her and Martell. I mean, even to the point where the woman can't even go out on a date without Martell being there and causing a scene. She's out on a date and Martell just happens to be there, and then he's filming them. What are you filming them for? Like, it's something not healthy there. Marcel may forbid Tisha from filming with Arionne, telling her he objects to associate with those kind of people, but really worried she might reveal the tea. That's what it's gonna be. But you're right. He might tell her she can't do it. You ain't lying. He wants to hold her hostage. Absolutely, he does. I understand why she wants to leave Huntsville. It's a place full of memories she hates and a lot of sadness. Sourness. And remember, Huntsville is a small town. Like, this show has put Huntsville on the map, but it's not a big place. It is not a major metro. Like, here in DC, y'all, you might never see that man again. But the fact that they could run into each other, you hear how many times they run into each other just out in the streets? Melody out with the kids and they run into him with Arionne. Melody's out on a date and he's there on having a business meeting. Like, it's a small place. Coleslaw says she did not even end up with him. I wonder what she really feels now. I think they are together though. So here's the thing about being in an affair. Being in an affair, there's a level of a taboo there. There's a level of forbiddenness there. And when it's no longer forbidden and it's no longer taboo, it takes something away. It takes something away. And I think that's what it is for both of them. It's no longer, I don't know. She seems to have gotten a real kick out of being this other woman. Like, she really felt like she had something going on. And all of that is taken away. Right, exactly, Tracy. 8 blocks and 2 red lights, child. Marceau was sleeping with Mel's hairdresser. That's Martell's cousin. That's who he was sleeping with. Ooh. They're definitely still sleeping together. I mean, well, in my opinion, they still sleeping together. No, I don't think they're a couple, but I don't think they were never a couple. They were sleeping together. I mean, you can't have a relationship with somebody else's husband. Like, he can't be your boyfriend and her wife. I mean, and her husband. He can't. Even though Martell called that woman his girlfriend, y'all go back. Y'all, I wish I should have screened. I used to have that video clip. I used to have that video clip saved when Martell called that woman his girlfriend. I said, Melody, get out now. He called that woman his girlfriend. I also believe she still wants him. Absolutely. She absolutely does. But y'all also remember too, Martell money is funny right now. So he can't do the things he used to do for her. He can't pay the bills and buy the nice things and go on nice vacations and buy the nice luxury cars. He ain't got it like that right now. Now, I think eventually he'll get back on his feet. I believe that. Now, that I believe. But I don't believe he's ever going to have the money like he had with Mel, though. He ain't going to have that because Mel got money. And when I say money, I ain't talking about Bill Gates money, but Mel good. Mel good. Right, Martell is, yeah, I heard he got a calendar, child. Somebody asked me the other day, did I see his calendar? Listen. Right, he ain't making the money Melody had. Arionne is the only mistress that I know that was faithful to someone else's husband. Listen, when she said that the whole 7 years that they were together, she never slept with another man, I said, what? So you basically shut your whole life down for this man. If Martell keeps selling those calendars, he'll have some money. Child. Did you notice she didn't answer the marriage question? Yes, honey. And then she had a nerve to say that she felt like she was getting her karma now because she's on the show and they're talking about her and it's exposed her life and it's affected her and that's her karma. Oh no, man. Baby, that's not karma. Again, another word you need to go look up. I need you to go look up karma. I need you to go look up karma because that's not karma, ma'am. No, ma'am. That's not karma. That's consequence. You having an affair with a married man and it being exposed on national television because he's on national television is consequence. Karma is you falling in love with the person that you think is the one and finding out that he has had an affair. That's karma. I'm just saying. You're gonna buy his calendar, Joshua. Well, he need that $12.99. Go on, get that calendar, honey. Go on, get the calendar. Even though she was a side check in her mind, she was the main girl. She really was. In my mind, he'll always be my husband. I mean, I guess that's what she was doing, child. That baby isn't the brightest crayon in the box. Bless her heart. She not. She not. Somebody needs to buy that girl a dictionary. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. He has a kid's book too. Well, go ahead, Martell. Listen. Work is honest and it pays the bills. I ain't mad at Martell. You better do it, boo. Do it. Because you got 4 kids. Listen, you got 4 kids to take care of. And y'all know Melody ain't going to let up. Or whatever he owe in child support, I promise you that check better be on time every month. Every month that check better be on time. He might already have an OnlyFans child. Who knows? Not the Scholastic. Listen, not the Scholastic Book Fair. Y'all remember the Scholastic Book Fair? I remember the Scholastic Book Fair. All right. Let me not get off topic. Listen, first of all, let me say shout out to I think we got up to 170 something people in the chat. Thank you so much. Please, I hope that everybody in here is subscribed to the channel. For anybody that shared my video and that's how y'all found me, thank you so much. I appreciate y'all. Always, I appreciate my mods in the chat. We're going to come back. I told y'all yesterday I was going to try to do a twofer and I ain't quite make it. But we're going to do a twofer today. I'm going to be back at my regular time. We're going to talk about Tristan Thompson. We're going to talk about some other stuff. We're going to talk about the Real Housewives of Salt Lake City because I got something for them hoes too, okay? I know but I got something for them hoes too, okay? I remember my mama giving me money for the Scholastic Book Fair, baby. Ooh, I used to love the Scholastic Book Fair because y'all know I'm a reader. I love reading. And with that being said, right, in my mind, right. And with that being said, y'all, I'm about to get up out of here. But thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. But we'll be back regular time. So if you new here, meet us back here at around 6:30. We're going to talk about some hot topics, talk about some celebrity news. We're going to get into some other stuff. It is much appreciated. They travel in the same circles. That's why they run into one another. I was like that in the world. How could she confuse? Tasha was confused when she said she was right. Even Tasha was confused. Shout out to Miss T Velocity, Tabitha Speaks, Peace, Love, Life with Us TV, Abby Reviews, any other content creators that dropped in that I forgot. Shout out to you guys. Thank y'all for being here. And with that being said, I'm about to be out. I'll see y'all later. Peace.